Hi everyone, my name is Nigel from Out of Hand. I'm here with my colleague Gail, and thank you very much for joining us. This will take probably about 20 minutes, and we're just going to talk through the this year's sort of scheme and what we're offering, because it's all changed for this year. If you have any questions or queries as we go through this, if you could please just put a comment in the chat. Gail's going to be keeping an eye on the chat, and we'll try and address everything in there. This has been recorded as well, and we'll send a recording out afterwards as well, so you can recap anything that you may have missed. So I'm going to dive straight in. So we've been running the scheme for the past 12 years, and there was a re-tendering process at the beginning of this year to use the council land. Unfortunately, we were not successful this year. So alongside the council, we work with a large number of private landlords and other property owners in the city. So we're working with them to present our own sort of independent scheme, which will have a smaller footprint, but will include some fantastic areas in and around George Square, Bristow Square, Cowgate, and other places in Newtown and across the city. So we will still have a strong presence, and we'll be able to facilitate outdoor advertising along with the other provider. So hopefully you can all see the front cover of the media pack. I'm just going to blast through and explain how it's all going to work. So to book space in the scheme, ideally we'd like you to be registered with the Fringe Society as a registered show. Bookings are going to open next Thursday, that's the 7th of May. You can book on our website at outofhand.co.uk/fringe, or via email, or on the phone. When you place your order, you need to pay when you place your order, unless you've got pre-agreed sort of credit account terms. If you're from overseas, you don't need to pay VAT on your order if you are a business and registered for paying tax in your country where you're from. We would need to see proof of that before removing VAT, otherwise we get in trouble with the HMRC this end. If you're representing or working from a charity, depending on the status, then again you would be VAT free on the orders. Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, the first release, this is our initial stock. This would be released on next Thursday, the 7th at midday. The artwork deadline for that is Monday, the 1st of June. Now, when you place your order, once you have a confirmation from us, we will send you a confirmation pack, which will include templates for the different sizes of posters that you've ordered, along with details of how to supply the artwork to us. And this is generally, the artwork is generally supplied to us through our website, through the account that you would make on our site when your order is placed. Now we have a second release, which will be on Monday, the 8th of June. This is where we include extra sites or stock we've acquired, or if anybody has ordered it in the first release and has cancelled, we return stock. So there's a second chance if you miss out on buying stuff from next Thursday onwards. The artwork deadline for the second release is the 26th of June. The display period for everything is from Monday the 3rd of August through until Monday the 31st of August. So it's a full 4 weeks. It doesn't matter if you buy in the first or second release, your posters will go up for that entire period. So as mentioned, it's how to book, either through our website or on the phone or email. It's generally quite busy on when we open our bookings on the first day. It's quicker to book online. We have a stock allocation online, and we have a separate offline stock allocation. So if you place your order and you decide you want to cancel it, this section just runs through our cancellation policy. If you place an order and want to cancel it within the first 48 hours. There's no cancellation fee. If you want to cancel your order after sort of 48 hours, then there'll be a 10% cancellation fee, which just covers all our admin and payment costs, etc., etc. If you cancel after the 1st of June, then there's a 50% cancellation charge. And if you cancel after the 8th of June, it's 100% cancellation charge. So on here just gives you a bit of a route map of what happens when you place your order and when things open. So in the blue, it's just the order process. Then we move into the yellow on the right-hand side with the artwork supply process. If you download your templates, design your artwork, supplying it. When all artwork is supplied to us, we check it for to make sure it's the right size, the right resolution, and it's in CMYK, so it's going to print correctly. We don't check your spelling, your dates, if you put your venue on there, the prices, and so on and so forth. So please double check your artwork before you send it to us, because we assume all those essential details are correct. We just give it a technical check to make sure that it's going to print correctly. So proof of posting. Once we have installed your posters on the streets in your selected location, we will take photos of everything in situ, and this will be automatically attached to your order. And the proof of posting will be available for you to view from Monday the 3rd of August. This is particularly helpful if you want to go around and add review strips, etc., to your artwork to highlight the fact you've had a great review during preview week. On your account page on your order, you'll be able to see exactly where your posters are. So we supply a map, also a what 3 words reference. So depending on what mapping software you use, you'd always be able to find your posters. This year we are doing everything by specific location. I know in previous years we've had some items which were placed by zone and placed on site, a selection of sites within that zone. This year, because we have a smaller footprint, when you place your booking, you'll be placing in a specific location right from the word go. So everyone knows exactly where we're expecting to find your posters. During this display period, we undergo regular sort of daily checks of the sites to make sure that they're not damaged or fix any damage. During the Fringe, the worst things that generally happen is people going around and scribbling on various bits and pieces onto posters. If that happens, we'll do our best to sort of clean it off. If we can't fix it, then we'll get in touch with you to arrange getting a replacement poster. In the rare event that a poster's stolen, you would need to make sure you've pre-printed spares with us or cover the cost of a replacement poster. Artwork-wise, this page just covers all the different deadlines for when we need artwork to be supplied to us. With regards to the content of your artwork, because it's been displayed in an outdoor environment where all sections and all members of the community can see it, from kids being taken to school to older retired people, the rules for what can be displayed are a little bit tighter compared to, say, what an advert that you might put inside the Fringe programme. Key things to be aware of is we can't have any swearing. If you do have any swear words on there, every letter needs to be starred out. We can't have any alcohol on there, which might encourage binge drinking or antisocial drinking behaviour. We can't have any smoking on there, or vaping, or any references to drugs or weapons, including knives, guns, and so on and so forth. No naked imagery. That includes no nipples. And ideally, no tour dates. If you've got multiple dates for your show after the Fringe, you can only advertise your Edinburgh Festival Fringe date on the posters. And also no merchandise or non-Fringe related promotional bits on the posters, please. Make sure your artwork is just promoting your excellent Edinburgh Fringe show. If you send us artwork and you have that "oh damn" moment afterwards and you realise you need to amend it, Depending where it is in our production process, there will be an amendment fee. But if you find yourself in that situation where you need to change artwork, then please get in touch with us as soon as possible so we can press pause and get things fixed for you without incurring any unnecessary costs. So, as I mentioned earlier, to supply your artwork, you just log into your account on our website and upload it direct to your order. If you're having trouble with that, then please get in touch with us and we can take it via file transfer or email, but please pre-arrange that with us in advance. So within the scheme, we try and be as sustainable as possible. All our posters are printed onto a Corex, which we recycle afterwards. So it's a full 360-degree cycle. Nothing goes to landfill. With the banners on our Cowgate pillars, they're printed on non-PVC banner material, and we recycle them afterwards, whether it's repurposing them into sort of tote bags or other items with our partners. With our ballast, we don't use any water. We use sand, so we're not wasting water. And wherever possible, we use local suppliers and local staff to keep the finances in the local economy. So we try to be as sustainable as possible in here. So moving on to the formats we can offer. So everything's by location. So we have 12 sheets, 8 sheets, and 4 sheets, 8 sheets, and 12 sheets. On each, within our media pack, on each page, you have a map, so you can see where things are. I'll just click on here. It's not going to work on this PDF presentation, but in the email that we sent out, we included a link to our media pack. And if you open that media pack, click on the bar to see the map for where the locations that we can offer for this particular format are positioned. So this details about the 8 sheets. These are twice the size of a 4 sheet, and they're on the same sites as our 4 sheet posters. And the same for 12 sheets. These are 3 times the size of a 4 sheet. It's the biggest sort of poster size we offer. And these go in the same locations as the 4 sheets and 8 sheets. Now, with a 12 sheet, you can get an extension on the top, which is above head height. This is great for having sort of comments or reviews on there to entice the audience, and it helps to stand out against all the other posters. The other format is a block wraps. We only offer these around Bristow Square. So these have space for an A2 poster on each of the 6 sides, printed onto banners, and they're just put around the concrete blocks on the edge of Bristow Square. So bollard covers, these are purchased in sets of 3 or 4 bollards per location, and the locations for these are mainly around the entrance into Bristow Square near the Underbelly box office and in the George Square area near Assembly. So if you're looking to target either of those areas, this is quite a good format, especially as you have to literally walk through the advertising. There's no avoiding this particular format. Over in Cowgate, we have the popular Cowgate pillars. These are positioned between the Three Sisters and Cowgate Underbelly. There's 3 options on this site: a side facing the road, a side facing inside the walkway, or sides facing as you walk up and down the pavement. We have a digital screen in the popular Charles Street area. So Charles Street has changed compared to the last 2 or 3 years. The roadworks are all finished. TV at House is back up and running, and Gilded Balloon have moved back into their spiritual home. So the area is all much more open now. We have this digital screen on the side of a festival tower. With this, you book it on a weekly basis. If you're booking this, I strongly advise with your artwork you have some movement in it. There's no restrictions, it's full motion. There's no sound, unfortunately. But yeah, have something moving to really catch people's attention as they walk past here. It's positioned in a very busy area between Bristow Square and George Square. Next are popular festival towers. You with this format, you're buying one side of a 4 or 6-sided tower. Each side is 8 foot high by 4 foot wide, or in metric, that's 2.4 meters high by 1.2 meters wide. Most of our locations for these are around Bristol Square and George Square this year. There's various options to do extra creative artwork on your festival towers, which we actively encourage people to do. You're taking part in the world's largest art festival. This is a good opportunity to make something extra special with your artwork. So examples of what we've done in the past is hand painted artwork on the side of the towers, having vinyl coming out the bottom of the tower onto the pavement, having 3D cutouts put on it, so the artwork is sort of stepped out from the surface of the poster, or having sort of a luminous or day glow inks used on some of it, or having tear off, so you could have like an A4 pad with your flyer or some song lyrics for your show or something, scripts or whatever, just to engage with the audience a little bit more and just make the advertising a little bit more interesting. If you'd like to explore options for this and you book a festival tower, please get in touch with us and we can chat through your ideas and what's possible with regards to it. Next, lamppost wraps. This year we only have a few available around the Bristol Square area. The majority of lamppost wraps will be with the other supplier this year, but if you want presence around the Bristol George Square area, then we can offer the normal lamppost wraps, which are 2 meters high by 60 centimeters wide, or we have the option of a raised lamppost wrap, which is above head height, and these are 1.2 meters high by 60 centimeters wide, about 3 meters off the ground, so above head height, so they do stand out really well, and we can offer these around George Square and Bristow Square. We have a number of phone kiosks throughout the entire city centre. These just have one advert per location, so it works quite well. We have quite a lot in Newtown, not very many in the old town. With this format, to fit in with the national posting cycles, they go up a week earlier, so week commencing the 27th of July, and they'll be removed during the last week of the Fringe, so during the week commencing the 24th of August. So you still get a 4-week display, but it's shifted a little bit earlier than everything else. Potter Port embankment, we have part of this embankment this year, and the other part is with the other supplier. Full details for this will be on the website, but there's options for 12 sheets and 4 sheets on this site. The section we have is as you come out of the Potter Port subway going towards Bristow Square. It sort of faces you directly. Railing boards, there's a number of railing boards sizes we can offer. So single railing boards, which are 30 inches high by 20 inches wide. Railing board pairs, which are 2 railing boards side by side, or a quad or a double quad. So we have a handful of railing board sites these include Drummond Street, and mainly around the George and Bristow Square area this year. So this is just the different examples. Generally, railing boards are purchased in pairs. If a quad stands out a little bit more on the railings, and a double quad to get more attention, or a super quad to really amplify the message. Like I said earlier, if you click on the map, that will show you links of where the railing board sites are that we have this year on the media pack that you've all received. So coming towards the last items we offer, we have a street billboard, which is this is based at the junction of Marshall Street and Potter Row. It's 3 meters wide by 2 meters high, and we only have one of these available, but it's positioned above head height, so it's great visibility in that particular area. Then on the other side, we have our digital billboard. So this is located in the same location at the junction of Marshall Street and Potter Row, so very near the entrance to Bristow Square. This will be clearly visible for everyone going between Nicholson Square into sort of the Bristow Square area. This is 2 meters high by 3 meters wide. It's booked on a weekly basis, and you're on a 1 in 6 share a voice on there. So your advert would generally be displayed for 10 seconds every minute. So there'll be 5 other pieces of artwork alongside yours. So 6 in total, all on a rotation. And this screen operates from 8 in the morning through until midnight every night. So as I touched on earlier with the festival towers, we're keen to encourage people to get a little bit more creative with their posters if budget allows. So this includes options of having hand-painted artwork, or if you're looking for a very sustainable, eco-friendly solution, we can print your posters onto wood. There is an extra cost for this. Please bear that in mind. We could also do lenticular printing. So if you think of the rulers you used to have when you were younger, when you tilt them in different directions, different designs sort of show up. We can do metallic paint. We can do cut out vinyls onto your posters, or 3D effects, or on your festival tower having vinyl spinning off the bottom of your artwork onto the pavement for about 1 meter. We can do that, and we can have interactive tear-offs, which is a A4 pad printed with whatever you fancy attached to the tower, and then people can rip off leaves of that during your campaign. If you're interested in any of these creative solutions, then please book the format that you want in the location you want, and then get in touch with us afterwards to discuss possible extra things to do on your posters. But it's vital you book the actual poster first before speaking to us about this. Then alongside the outdoor stuff, if you haven't got your design sorted out, we can help support with designing your posters and your assets. We have 2 packages here. One, if you've already had a professional photo taken for your show, we can take that photo and then just add all the extra information to it, the art, the venue graphics and text and so on and so forth. Or if you need us to sort out an image instead, then we can do that too in our creative package. Within our design packages, it includes design for your posters and also designs for your flyers, indoor posters and social media assets as well. And here's some examples of the different sort of designs that we've done related to different briefs from participants in previous years. So just to round things off, some sort of basic FAQs. I know you've kept Gail very busy in the chat with different questions and stuff. So common questions people ask: if you don't have a design yet, can you still book the advertising? Absolutely. Please book your space as soon as possible, and then make sure you get the artwork to us at the beginning of June instead. Some people get bamboozled by all the different options and don't know what to book. Please get in touch with us. We're more than happy to discuss your show and your requirements and who you're targeting, and put together a suggestion for you within your budget. Now, within this planning, we're happy to offer it to people, and within it, we're happy to make suggestions for stuff that we also don't have, just to make sure you have a well-rounded, honest, straightforward campaign. So please do sort of bear that in mind. We're doing this, we have the Fringe participants' interests in mind. We're not just doing it for ourselves. Do you have to supply artwork when you book? No, that comes at the end of May, for the 1st of June deadline. All our prices include printing. All you need to do is supply the artwork, and we do everything else. We don't supply a proof when you supply your artwork, though, so please bear that in mind. We'll only get in touch with you if something's not right with your artwork, i.e. it's the wrong size, or it's in RGB rather than CMYK, or there's some low resolution images in there. Other questions is, can you supply pre-printed posters to us? Unfortunately, no. We don't take any paper posters. You just supply us a digital copy of your artwork, and then we produce it onto either the Corex or the banner material. When you go to book and you're missing out on spaces or formats that you wanted to book, it's not the end of the world. We have some stock online, and we have another different stock offline. Please get in touch with us if you can't get what you want online. We might well still have stock available offline. And we also keep some stuff back for the second release in early June. And lastly, as I mentioned at the beginning of this webinar, there's 2 outdoor schemes now. We're running our own independent scheme in partnership with various private landlords, and then there's a separate council partnership with an alternative provider that is utilising all the sort of the council-owned assets. We operated that for the past sort of 12 years, but for 2026 onwards, we are not. That's with a different provider. So I hope this has all been useful. Thank you very much for your time. This has been recorded, so we'll share a copy with you in due course. And if you have any further questions, please drop us an email at fringe@outofhand.co.uk. And it has been great doing all your questions on the chat. So yeah, like I say, thank you very much for your time and for joining us. And I hope you have a great Fringe, and we look forward to you all placing some bookings with us on Thursday the 7th. So that's next Thursday. If you have any other questions before I end this, please pop them in the chat now. Okay. Once again, thank you very much for joining us. Benjamin's just popped a question in. Can you buy print and flyer display services at the same time as the outdoor? Yes. So when you go to, that's a good question. When you go to our website, you can purchase the outdoor advertising, but alongside that, you can also purchase the other services that we offer participants at the Fringe, which includes design, printing of your physical flyers and posters that you may be using for hand-to-hand street flyering or displaying posters in your venue or in cafes and shops. We also offer distribution of flyers and posters into shops and cafes, and also a street team service. And we also have our 247 Fringe, which is our weekly A5 magazine that we distribute free in and around sort of Royal Mile, Cowgate, and George Square and Bristol Square area. Bookings for all of those are open at the moment. So you can book now or when you book your outdoor on the 7th. Question from Kaylee. Yes, you can book outdoor posters with both ourselves and the other provider. There's no restriction on that whatsoever. If you're planning a show marketing, I will be looking at who can provide spaces near the venue or the high footfall areas that you want to target. But you can absolutely book with whoever you want. There's no restriction with just using one person. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up now. If you have any other further questions or queries, please drop us an email at fringe@outofhand.co.uk. Thanks very much. Bye.